Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nenna. Today I am back with another hood video. Ask you guys what I should talk about in this video because these videos are kind of long. I had to cut out parts to make it shorter. It wouldn't really be the same kind of video. These are just meant to be long, meant to have a lot of talking. Guys, what I should talk about, because honestly there's like so much to talk about and I could definitely talk about the video itself, which I think I'll do. I'll start with the video itself so we get that out of the way, and then we're gonna go and jump into some questions, and lastly I think I'll give my opinion about the Sims franchise. So those are the topics of today. Let me just start with this video so you guys will see that I have been working only and mainly on the left part of the map, the left top part, and I redid. If you saw my last building video, I'll have a link down so you can watch the first part. Before I made the last video, I actually made my first video where I showed you guys the hood and the things that I did. And when I restarted that process because I lost the file, I just kind of did what I wanted, and in the end I didn't like it, so I reshaped this area to make it look more like how it was before I had to restart. So that's why that looks different. It's slightly different though because I didn't want it to be the same. Really creative, really excited to work on it, and it looks the same but it's slightly different, and I think that's really all that matters. As long as I like it, I guess that's the whole the whole point of it. But it looks slightly different but slightly the same. So that's a really good explanation, but it's actually, that's a really poor explanation of something really simple, but you know me. Lights. I placed some lights further into the video, and I just want to point out that I kind of lost the lights that I had that were working and really nice and really good. So I only had one light that worked, and I put them on the road. Now I don't actually think this is what a road light would look like. I know that on a highway you usually don't have a random lamp, like a random post in the middle of the road, but it kind of worked. So I think I'll keep it until I find better lights, and even if it looks a bit funky, it's The Sims. It's like, what do you want? It's The Sims. Did some Attack on Titan wall building at the end. I thought I'll make this forest area very dense and make it look like it's accessible but only from like a particular angle. And then I did it and I was like, wow, I just built 𝖮𝖮𝖫𝖪𝖲 where the colossal, is that the 𝖮𝖮𝖫𝖪𝖲? Is that the one where the colossal titan is like in? I haven't watched it in a while. I'm rewatching it and I don't remember exactly which wall is what, you know, but it has a big as wall, and it reminded me of Attack on Titan. So it was definitely inspired by that, and after a while I looked at it, I was like, nah, this looks too much it just looks out of place. So in the end I kind of kept it, but I didn't. And I think those are really the only things I want to note about this video. For the rest, you guys just have to look for yourself. It's not a lot of diverse decorating. It's definitely just putting like the dots on the eye, as we say it, and I think it's very relaxing to do and really fun to do. I have so much inspiration. I just sit there and then I put on my head. Well, I already have my earphones on anyway, but I'll play some music and I'll just like zone out, or I'll talk to my boyfriend and just, we're Skyping and I'm just like recording this video and just working on my world. It's really relaxing and I love it. I love it for that. I love that it's relaxing. It's just perfect. It's just perfection. It's perfection. I mean, I like it, so can't tell me it's not perfect because I like it. Obviously there's obviously wow, there's a lot of obviously in this video. Obviously there's things that could be improved, so definitely leave me some tips if you want. You can obviously comment on the world, you can leave me some suggestions. I'm up for anything, honestly. I think the first thing that I've done, and the only thing I know for sure that I wanted, was a forest area at the top, because it was just like open, like what am I going to do with that? And then for the bottom, not the bottom, like the mid left, was the farm area. I think what I want to do, because I did start out with this concept where I wanted to have like cheap houses factory, and why there would be all these cheap houses nearby, because nobody really wants to live there. It has a big as forest, which some people might find scary, you know, or your children might be lost or get lost in there. I don't know about you, I've never really lived near a forest. I don't have a forest nearby anyway. A lot of trees but no forest. And I remember when I was with my grandma in England, she had a forest. Well, she had a well, oh, I don't think it was it a forest? Maybe it was a forest. She had a lot of trees, and I remember one walking the dog that was like a forest. And the thing about forests is that I always feel like there's there's predators lurking. I've watched so much Criminal Minds, and I'm just like, no, I'm not living behind a forest. I don't mind living close to one, like walking distance, but you won't find me living in a forest. No, no, no. That's where all the serial killers hide their bodies, and if you go missing, it's gonna take you a long time before your body's found. And I do love this kind of topic. I'm not gonna go further into that. I need to do a whole section of my video where I'm just like talking about Halloween and gore stuff. Love it. But let's not do it in this video. Let's keep it kind of child friendly. Oh my god. So I was like thinking, well, the only people that really want to live behind a forest would be either the people that know the forest, know it's not scary, or people that have a really cheap house and don't want to live next to a factory. This makes no sense, but it made sense when I was thinking of the story. It doesn't make any sense now, but I already did what I wanted, so I can have it. Alright, so I got 2 comments under my post on what to talk about, and the first thing I will talk about is the questions. I think those are the quickest to answer, and I usually babble quite, on and on and on. So I think it's only fair that I start with questions and then I just talk on and on about the Sims franchise. So let me start with the questions. And the first one is, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Man. Okay, so I could travel anywhere. It doesn't say it has to be one time. I guess I could just pick one of my favorite ones. Now, this is gonna be so cliche. I'll do a cliche one and then another one. Obviously I want to go to my boyfriend's town. He lives in Italy and I've never been there. I know, 5 years, never been there, but he always came here, so it's not like we never see each other, right? We haven't seen each other thanks to Corona for 2 years. Can you believe this? Yes, rip me. The one thing I really want to go to is Italy, and that's for cliche reasons. But if we talk about something non-cliche related, I would love to go to Japan. And the reason for that is that I love anime, I love drawing anime, I love reading mangas, and I think the culture is so fun. First of all, I love Japanese food. I love like noodles, like udon noodles, or I love those like onigiris, and I love like rice balls, and oh my god, there's this thing, there's a Chinese supermarket like in Den Haag. You don't know where it is, but if you do know, that's where it is, and it has like a Chinese shop, and they have like these, I don't know the proper terms for them, right, but they have like these balls with, I want to try, and I just love the culture, and there's so much I love about Japan and Switzerland. I would like to go to Switzerland or the North Pole. Those are I love the cold, and Switzerland is really beautiful. Okay, we're drifting off. If you could eat only one food for a year, which would you choose? Oh, one food? One food for a year. Can you imagine? Oh, I thought this was going to be easy, but I think it's harder. Maybe I should pick some different things. So if I could only eat one vegetable, I think it would be one vegetable. Oh man, one vegetable, one food. Oh, I can pick one food. I think I'll have to pick a dish. Oh boy, I'm gonna come back to that one. I have to think about that one. If you could make your own Sims pack for The Sims 2 or Sims 4, what would you make and put into it? Okay, so for The Sims 2, what I would love is... Oh, I have to think about this one as well. But Sims 4 needs a pack where you can, I mean, without trying to make The Sims 4 look like The Sims 2, because that's going to be really hard. If I don't try to make The Sims 4 into The Sims 2, I would definitely just want a pack where it has more interactions, more things to do with your children. I would love for maybe a winter pack. If we're talking about the seasons and stuff and holidays, I think a winter pack would be nice. Maybe a pack with more hobbies, like maybe bring back the band ability from The Sims 2, or maybe a farm. I would love a farming farming expansion. I'm just talking about things I like, right? So, or maybe, I mean, I would love an ability to make a world. So I think that's something I would love as well. It's really hard because there's so much Sims 4 does wrong in my eyes that I really can't pick. The Sims 2 is hard though, because The Sims 2 is, I like it for what it is, right? Maybe I would love to put, I mean, I would make a Sims 2 pack, just call it Sims 2 Extra, and just plop in some items that I really think we could use. Like interaction or story wise, I think is perfect. But I would love some bikes for children, like you have in Sims 3, maybe some bikes. And I would like there maybe to be more items. It's really hard. I know these are such lame answers, but if I could make my own pack, I would add all these things I love doing, which is probably not the right answer. You know what? Actually, maybe I would make a winter pack for both The Sims 2 and Sims 4, because The Sims 2 doesn't have a winter destination either. It's either camping or the beach. So yeah, let's be cliche and click choose winter. What Sims trait would you give yourself? Oh, that's easy. I am, oh, what are we talking? Sims 2 or Sims 4? Okay, let me just think about all the franchise. Like, let's do Sims 2, 3, and 4. I would probably be anxious, and then I would be nice. And I know that sounds cliche, but I'm really too nice for life. Like, I'll be way too fucking nice. If there was a blunt trait, that would be me as well. I am a heavy sleeper for sure, very sleepy. I guess I'm lazy too, sorry, honestly. And then if there's no vegan trait, I'll give myself the vegetarian trait. Those are, I think, a bit too many of them, but I would probably pick one of those. And creative, I would pick creative when I make myself. A family sim, I think romantic too, and a green thumb. Yeah, I think those will be sum myself up pretty well. If you had the option to ride a giraffe, a giant llama, a zebra, or a mini elephant, which would it be? Whoa. So the llama is giant, but the elephant is mini. I don't think I would pick an elephant. Sorry, elephant. Zebras are like horses, right? But can you imagine how soft a giant llama would be? But at the same time, aren't llamas the one that spit? So, oh, I would ride the llama, and then I would show up to someone's house who I don't like and just order my llama to spit on his house. And since he's giant, can you imagine the size of his spit? It's gonna blow his roof. It's gonna, ooh, it's just sitting on the toilet. He's like, oh, my poop smells. He opens the window. That was random, but he opens the window and just giant llama spit just coming through the window, blasting him off his toilet. Suddenly he's at the neighbor's house, neighbor screaming, my neighbor. I would love that. That sounds amazing. Now, coming back to food, I absolutely love hummus. If I have a loaf of bread and I have a ton of hummus, I know it's bad, but I could eat the entire bag of bread and hummus. Or avocado. Love avocado. But only one food. I'm a sucker for ice cream. I know it's terrible to only eat ice cream for 1 year, but I would eat ice cream every fucking day. And there's so many flavors. Oh, vanilla, pecan ice cream, hazelnut ice cream. Oh, oh my god. I think that would be my answer, I think. Oh my god. that sounds delicious. Now I want ice cream. I wish I could inspire you guys to eat something healthy, but no, I'm kind of boring. I would definitely pick ice cream. Fucking ice cream. Though I like sushi too. I probably could eat sushi as well. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick one, right? If I had to drink something for the rest of my life, it would probably be water. I know that there's many other things you can drink, but honestly, I like bland water, so... Well, all water is bland, I suppose, but I like blandness of the water. Lilac Sweet said maybe I could give my in-depth opinion about the Sims games and their differences and improvements. I'll start with what I like. So the Sims 2, since I played the most, it's the one I grew up with. So maybe partially I'm very nostalgic for the Sims 2. Because I think the Sims 2 came out in 2002. And in 2002, I was 7. So I definitely didn't grow up with it the first few years, but later on, when I was older, my mom would buy them for me because I used to play The Sims 1 actually, which I don't remember much about. I don't even think I liked it very much. Sims 2 was like my thing, but I didn't really get into it as much as I think I did now than before. And I don't really know what it is about The Sims 2 that I like it more now. I think that I got a more deeper appreciation for the game than I did back then, because we all just made a family, got them pregnant, and we're like, oh yeah, life's done, let's start over. So if I have to think about what I don't really like about The Sims 2, I would say that it has the most diverse interactions. The creative world is amazing. There's many tools to make a world, and once you have the world, there's many things you can download, obviously, but there's also many things in the game that you can use to really customize your world. And I love that you can put together an entire map and have this one tiny lot in the middle, and then you open the game, and sure, without mods, not everything is very like accessible. You can't see every tree there is, but it looks amazing, and it just gives you such a feeling of there is something here. I know it sounds strange because it's not like the game really changes, but for me, when the world is full and I've put my own characters in the world and I've built my world, I feel connected to them. Or what was I gonna say? So The Sims 4 does this very poorly because there is no way to make the world, and there's not a lot of loss in the world. And I find that the world itself, I love the depth there is, really nice. I love the vibe of it, don't get me wrong. But it's always the same. The view is always the same. The world is always the same. And once you've gone around all these worlds, you kind of seen them all. And that's when it gets boring for me. Whereas in The Sims 2, I can just, make another world, and if I don't like that world, I'll just go to another world that I build, and I don't really have to stick to them because I can just change them whenever. And I think that's the biggest improvement that The Sims 2 has, that The Sims 4 does not have and should improve on. And if you were to take Sims 4 out of the equation and describe it as a stand-alone game, something that is inspired by The Sims 2 and 3 but is taken another direction, then maybe it's enjoyable. Because when you play The Sims 2 and 3, I know it's gonna sound horrible, but if you have built a standard of what I like in The Sims ever since The Sims 2 and 3, right? When The Sims 4 came and I realized I couldn't build my own worlds, it was definitely a downer, and I really do love The Sims 4 for its own reasons. Not as much as the other two, but the fact that I can't make my own world, it just bores me to death. So that's usually what I would say needs a lot of improvement on. But like I said, if it wasn't really part of The Sims 2 and 3, was more inspired to be different, they definitely accomplished that. It's totally different. But it's just not for me, So what could Sims 2 improve on? I mean, okay, maybe The Sims 2, if there was an improvement to make on, I think it would need some sort of in-depth, some sort of depth to it, a bit of blurriness in the background that really makes your Sim stand out from the background. That's what I probably would love. And maybe some more items, but honestly, Sims 2 is bomb. Don't get me wrong. Now, The Sims 3 is very different from The Sims 2, and I love that. I used to only play The Sims 3 on this channel until my computer got upgraded and it became laggy, but The Sims 3 is great because it gives you a sense of world, sense of open world. Sims 3 gives me a sense of open world, and it really gives me a way to see what's happening. And I play very controlling over my Sims. I like to know what each and every one of them is doing. I like to be sure that I know what they're doing. and that I'm the one making them do something. And the fact that I could just easily click on another sim, obviously with mods it's even easier, just click somewhere and you plop into their household, but it's really easy to just do something and see your Sims' lives change. And once again, you just have this big ass world that you can just go around, and once again you can change the lots and you can change the world. You can't change the world like in the Sims 2 where at any time. Obviously the Sims 3, once you have a world, you can't really change the layout, only the houses, but with a few mods, I guess, well, at least you can download new worlds, so you'll never get bored of that either. I actually really liked how the Sims 3 looked. However, I think if the Sims 3 looked a little bit like the Sims 2 and 3 combined, it would probably be a little better. I'm not saying that I hate it. I'm just saying that I felt like the textures were sometimes a bit off, but I honestly still loved it. And I think if I have to compare the graphics, I probably like the Sims 2 more than the Sims 4. I think that Sims 3 probably comes last. Yeah. What the Sims 3 could improve on, it would be that obviously the world, once again, and I think that there's certain interactions that I love in the Sims 2 that's just missing. I know I keep comparing it to the Sims 2, but the Sims 2 gives you a feeling of I can change every aspect of my Sims life, and the Sims 3 feels like you can see and experience every part of your Sims life, which I loved as well. But the Sims 4 is like, here's the world, you can't change it. There's 4 lots, so you can only have, a few Sims in this household. And then there's only like 3 traits. There's no wants, no memories, no nothing. Even in the Sims 3, there were like 6 wants and there were memories, and you can tell what your Sims are wanting to do. And oh my god, the Sims 2 is fucking fluent, fucking fast. Sims 3 was a little laggier, but once again, we take into consideration that there's like a whole world to load. It's fine. And Sims 4 is like, I'm gonna eat this sandwich at 7 a.m. and then it's 10 p.m. and your Sim is still not done eating the fucking sandwich. The Sims 2 didn't have a lot of skin tones, but the skin tones that it had were fine for what it was, because it wasn't like there was 20 white skins and 4, black skins. They had 1 light skin, 1 a little darker, then it was a medium skin and a dark skin. So it was 2 on 2, The Sims 3 had the best one because it was a slider. There was a skin tone slider, hair color, like a slider for everything. And that really gave you a feeling of control. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like many of us are people that want to play and want to control every aspect of our lives. And even if in The Sims 2 you couldn't fully do that, because like I said, you couldn't really change hair colors easily with a slider, or and in The Sims 3 you couldn't really do the world. They both had unique things that were really easily controllable. And I find in The Sims 4 that the townies there's too many townies, there's too many things you can't change. Sure, there's a lot of hair colors and eye colors, but it's just not enough. And let me go back to the whole black and white thing. The Sims 4 has like what, 20 versions of a white skin tone. First of all, the white looks yellow and there's no realistic skin tone, right? Sure, there's people that look yellow. I mean, sure, there are some people that have a slight yellow undertone, but nobody's fucking yellow. We're not born and live our lives as jaundiced people, right? Many people that look yellow have a fucking kidney disease. You know what I'm saying? So why is the yellow skin so yellow? And why is the pink skin so pink? But then the black skins are like purple and gray. I mean, my computer, sometimes they look purple or blue and gray, which I know some people have a hint of blueness to them when they're really dark. And I actually find it really beautiful. But they're not blue. They're not Smurfs. Or they're gray. I'm like, what? That's what I hate the most about The Sims 4. And to put it bluntly, The Sims 2 was completed. Sure, it was a bit expensive for itself, but you got a physical copy with a CD, with a book, and there was always content to download. It was complete. There was never a fucking bug. If there was a bug, I've never noticed one at least. The Sims 3 had a bit more bugs because it was a bit more open world, but once again came with a CD and a little book, and there was like content to download, and it was more expensive, but it was still really good. The Sims 4 is expensive. It's not complete. It's fucking racist. It doesn't really run fluently unless you know, turn it down by 90% and look at stick figures and a bit of blurriness. So in theory, I think The Sims 4 is a rushed piece of unfinished poop. The Sims 3 was lovely to play with. The Sims 2 is the best. Maybe for nostalgic reasons, I really don't fucking know, but it was perfect. It still is perfect. The Sims 2 runs probably on everyone's computer, which is also really nice. Like, I know that everyone has their own opinion, and truth be told, I do love The Sims 4. But whenever I play The Sims 4, after a while I'm bored, and I just hate that when I play with one family, that it just, I just don't like it. And the loading drives me nuts. And I know I had to load in The Sims 2 as well, but The Sims 2, when you load, it's like, oh, a little bit of music. You're just going down to grind, you know, a little twerking here and there, and then you get back into the gameplay, and you're like, oh, this looks nice. Sims 4 loading is like, again, I just had to go there again. It's just, you know, that's how I feel with Sims 4. Anyway, I think those are my opinions about The Sims 2 to 4. I think I can go very much in depth, but the main thing you guys have to remember is that The Sims 2 was complete, The Sims 3 was complete, Sims 4 is rushed, unfinished, and they just made us pay €6 for the base game without any fucking shit in there, and then said, hey, it's out, ooh woo, right? It's bullshit. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys liked my little rant and my my storytelling. It's a bit of a long video, but you know, that's moi, long and hard. Thank you guys so much. We are almost at 4.3 thousand subscribers, so we only have 700 to go. Don't forget, if you want to help me grow this channel, you can always leave a comment and help me out with some suggestions for videos or things I could improve on. But most importantly, you guys, thanks to you and your support, for you watching my channel, for you interacting with me, I am able to do a giveaway at 5,000 subscribers, so only 700 to go, and I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna give something away, so it's gonna be fun, and I'm happy that it's something we all contribute to. So yeah, look out for that. Okay, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye.